You're listening to a News OK podcast.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the News OK Comics Podcast, hosted by Planet 46. And just back from Brazil, intercontinental traveler Kyle Roberts.
That's right. Let's get on to some Comic Surge.
In the Comic Surge this week, J. Michael Straczynski. You remember him, Amazing Spider-Man, Thor. He's the new writer on Superman and Wonder Woman for DC Comics. He's going to take over with issues 701 and 601, shipping in July. Of course, we like him because he brought Thor to Oklahoma. Think he can bring Superman to Oklahoma?
Absolutely.
Superman's from Kansas. He can just hop over the border. It's it's a 2-hour drive or less, depending on where he's coming from. And also, other Superman art news, Pete Woods. He's drawing Last Stand on New Krypton. Hang around for a few minutes. We'll talk about that later in the show. He's going to be the new artist on Action Comics. He's going to join Mark Guggenheim and cover artist David Finch.
Now we've got some movie news. Captain America's back. All right, Mike Vogel.
Mike Vogel is a possibility.
He is a possibility. He was in Oklahoma shooting Heaven's Rain.
That's
He's
right.
actually the lead character in Heaven's Rain. It's a Christian film. And he's still in the mix for Captain America. Also, who's in the mix?
Well, so a lot of the guys we talked about before are not in the mix, depending on who you listen to. But now Chris Evans, who played the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movies, he might be Captain America. He could team up with himself and form the Invaders, Captain America and Human Torch. Now, you were out shooting some video on this Heaven's Rain thing, right? What do you think? Mike Vogel, does he look like Captain America?
I think he could do it. I couldn't tell if he's quite buff enough or whatever, but
He could lift some weights.
Krasinski isn't either. So
Exactly.
We'll see. At this point, I think anyone could be added to the mix. So
Yeah.
maybe next week we'll have a whole new list.
A whole new list of people. But one thing we did hear that we think is pretty close, Hollywood Reporter is saying Hugo Weaving is in negotiations to play the Red Skull. Yeah.
That's right.
Also, more Superman news. Christopher Nolan, the thing we kind of told you a few weeks ago was a rumor. Mm-hmm. Now he's confirmed it in an interview with the LA Times. He is going to be sort of mentoring the Superman project, and he's working on Batman 3, which he says will be the end to his trilogy.
He's officially said it's going to be the wrap up of this whole Dark Knight, Batman Begins trilogy.
So that's pretty exciting on both fronts. His brother, Jonathan Nolan, is writing the Batman 3 script, and David Goyer is writing the Superman script. So 2 big DC movies in the works.
Yep.
All right. What's in the review file?
All right, we got an A-Team comic. How long has it been since the A-Team comic has been out?
I think 20-something years.
20-something is the official
number
price
for how long it has been. I wish I could tell you the whole lead-in, but I just remember they had the cool van and the guy with the mohawk. Mr. T, as far as I know, not in this movie, but this sort of is a prequel, I think, to the new movie that's coming out this summer. All the other comics, Justice League, Rise and Fall. This is by J.T. Krull, which I believe is how you say his name. If not, write in, correct me. Following up on Green Arrow after the events of Cry for Justice. And then we've also got... we're going to talk more in depth about some of these others, but Wolverine, a one-shot, other X-Men stuff, X-Men Forever.
And obviously this is just another exciting issue. We're kind of assuming here that Chris Claremont did not get fired. He still was writing the X-Men.
Still writing the X-Men.
Taking off around 91 or so. And so a lot of crazy stuff's happened. Rogue and Nightcrawler switch. Rogue is blue now, and Nightcrawler looks normal. Gambit looks totally different. So you have to kind of take everything you know about X-Men and throw it out the window and just kind of go along for this ride. And it's been a fun series.
All right. And then from Oni Press, Ghost Project. I like everything Oni Press has possibly ever published, so I'm looking forward to that. And then more in depth, let's go deeper into the review file. Last Stand on New Krypton. Sterling Gates from Tulsa, co-writing with James Robinson. Pete Woods, who we mentioned will be taking over Action Comics, writes it. This is sort of the build-up of the last couple of years of storylines.
Yeah, this is huge, right?
Exactly. You've got Brainiac attacking New Krypton. You've got Zod is in charge of New Krypton. Superman finally takes a stand and does some very Superman-like things, which I think we've all been waiting for. Great artwork, really a ton of action. So I, for one, very pleased with Last Stand of New Krypton. I think if you've been whether you are a longtime Superman fan or if you've been kind of waiting to see when Superman going to kind of get back to that, super awesome Superman that I know and love, I think you ought to pick up Last Stand of New Krypton. Check that one out. And then Bruce Wayne, as you know, he's been thought dead, but the return of Bruce Wayne kicks off here in Batman and Robin number 10. You have, by Grant Morrison, is kind of setting up some stuff with Damian, who is Bruce Wayne's son, who's been acting as Robin, to Dick Grayson's Batman, Dick Grayson being the original Robin. They believe they've found some clues as to what might have really happened to Bruce Wayne, and they begin to explore them here. So
we thought the Darkseid killed Bruce Wayne, but
in Final Crisis, but maybe he's in fact just displaced in time. Will the characters be able to find that out? We'll see. Typical Grant Morrison comic book, has its confusing moments, but I enjoyed it. But my pick of the week is going to be Last Stand of New Krypton. Give that my recommendation.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll be back next week. None of us are leaving the country, so we'll be back next week with more comic book news and movie news. So for Kyle Roberts, I'm Matt Price. Thanks for watching.